honestly sounds like a pretty legit way to die. Hi, I have returned. If you're new, hola, bonjour, annyeonghaseyo. I'm Kristen. Consider subscribing if you like psychology, paranormal, or supernatural videos. If you want to skip right to the video, timestamp is... My absence has been due to a lot of things. First was high school, and then I graduated high school. So I thought now's my chance to make videos. But then I got called back to work. And then I was happy, I quit, and then the day after I got sick. I am completely drained. But alas, I'm not dead, I'm here. And today we're going to be talking about a pretty crazy topic, and that is randonauting. Randonauting has actually been a pretty hot topic on the internet lately, especially on TikTok, which I'm now addicted to.
Thank you, Sophia.
Due to quarantine, I'm guessing a lot of people have found themselves idle and bored, and thus have been using this app, Randonautica, as a way to get some thrill into their lives. But I'm guessing for a lot of them, it was the wrong type of thrill. You know, not the, whoa, leprechaun's pot of gold. More of the, oh, body in a suitcase. Before you ask, yes. Someone actually found a body in a suitcase. And don't worry, I'll be talking about that story as well as a couple other weird ones that I found while rummaging for information on the internet right after I give you a breakdown of what randonauting actually is. I mean in regarding to the app itself. So let's dive right into it. It's a pretty fascinating topic. Let me just warn you that there are screeching children outside and I can't stop it no matter what time, no matter what day. And you know what? Sometimes I just get the unexplainable urge to just rid the world of members in our society that aren't the most helpful, like
the children outside.
So what is randonauting? Randonauting is a term used by people who use the app Randonautica to explore areas close to them that contain certain energy frequencies. When you enter the app, you are to give location access, set a radius you'd be willing to explore, and then set an intention. You could use any intention. Cheetos, for an example. Once you have an intention, you'll be asked whether you want to visit an attractor, a void, or an anomaly. Attractors are areas that are concentrated in quantum points. The app deems it as an important area, whereas voids are, well, void of any points. But it's mentioned on the app that no points isn't a bad thing. Choosing an anomaly will send you to an area that is thought to have been influenced by human thought. Then, bam, a set of coordinates are generated for you to go to. I don't know if it's a combination of me being a female, reading too many horror stories, or being a little too invested in Criminal Minds. But as soon as I saw this for the first time, I was hella suspicious. After all, sex trafficking and kidnapping is a thing, you know? But I understand they can't generate coordinates if they don't know where the person is. If I'm in Toronto, they can't be sending me to Mexico City. While researching, I went to the official website as I wanted to know what the creators had in mind. You know, like, what was the intended purpose? This is what it says, word for word. The Randonautica app puts the user in the director's chair of an adventure story yet to be written. By using the app, the user can break from their mundane day-to-day and take a journey into the world around them. When browsing through the Randonautica subreddit, it was said that this app was created with the Matrix theory in mind. I'm sure many, if not most of us, are familiar with the Matrix theory, but just in case, essentially, there is a popular conspiracy theory that all of us are living inside a simulation, like permanent virtual reality. For weebs, just think of Sword Art Online, and when we die, or level up, we are finally able to escape it. Have you ever seen those videos where it's like glitches in the Matrix, whether it's a car crashing into absolutely nothing, or a person that was just on film, on like security footage, just up and vanishing? This app is supposed to send you to locations where there are supposedly high frequencies in an attempt to let you witness or experience those glitches yourself. It's explained that by doing something truly random, the universe gets confused, or something on that level, as it causes a glitch because you end up going to a place where you were never supposed to be at. This is just pure speculation on my part, but do you also know how there's a theory of parallel universes, where every time you make a choice, another reality is opened in which you did the complete opposite? I'd like to believe that the reason for the glitch is the universe sets you up to make one of two choices, and then instead of choosing one of those two choices, you completely veer off course and do something that the universe never expected you to do. Thus, you open up the potential for a glitch and weird things to occur. Now, regarding the coordinates, I thought it'd be best if I explained that more in depth. When I heard of randonauting, I was curious as to whether the points were actually truly random or not. I know you set an intention and all, but is that just for show? How do the users actually get the coordinates assigned to them? It's pretty cool cool, to be honest. The coordinates are actually generated by a quantum random number generator. Now, what the heck is that? Well, there are random number generators, and then there are quantum random number generators. RNGs, random number generators, aren't truly random because they're run by computers, and those computers already know every possible outcome. Quantum random generators are powered by a quantum computer, which somehow allows the numbers generated to be genuinely random. Once the QRNG gets its numbers, it's converted into coordinates that are 10 to 20 minutes from where the randonauter is. And there you have it, in a nutshell. Now that that's done, like I promised, here are some videos of encounters and experiences. While using the app sounds kind of fun and cool, I've come across many people who have documented their encounters or what they've witnessed once they got to their designated coordinates. And it's been anything but fun. Before I play the clips, I'll give a short intro if there is like a couple details that might be missed. If not, I'll just play it and talk after. Here is the first clip.
Guys, we found a suitcase at the beach. Bro, open it. It stinks, y'all. Oh, okay, so she's calling the police so we can see if it's actually a dead body or it's just food.
This is the most well-documented experience, and it's of a group of TikTokers finding a suitcase on the beach, and then later on discovering that it contained a human body stuffed inside it. You may think it's a coincidence that they stumbled upon it. However, let me remind you that they set their intention to travel, and they found a suitcase, which is used for traveling. And while the app's spokesperson says that it's purely coincidental, I've seen a lot of other TikToks where people think that they've discovered a dead body, and they just completely yeet out of there because they don't want to confirm their suspicions. So I don't know how credible their assurance is. What I want to mention is that these people did it in broad daylight and they didn't set their intention to anything really bad. That also means that they didn't break any rules, making this entire discovery even more disturbing. On to the next one. So this woman decides to go randonauting, and the coordinates send her into the forest near a creek. May I add that going into the forest seems to be a recurring theme with all these. And all I can say is, why are you going into the forest? Why are you going into the forest alone? Your intuition should have already told you that it was a bad idea. Anyways, she continues on her little quest and stumbles upon very old pictures that seem to be drawn by a child, and they're quite creepy. But the drawings aren't what I want you to focus on. I want you to listen really closely when I play the video. You will hear a child's voice. Listen closely.
Found a location that's like a mile and a half by my house, so I'm gonna go check it out. Alright, so I think I gotta go this way down a creek. Alright, this is what I found so far. Pretty creepy. I'll go see what that is. Okay, so I just opened up one of the photos, and it's whatever the f that is. Then we have these random three. This one's a It's Your Birthday with the snowman. I don't know. Play with me. Alright, I think it was just my imagination. I think I'm just hearing shit, but I'm trying to read these. Play with me.
Did you hear it? The voice said, "You hide and I'll find you." God, I already know that me and children do not mix, but that is nightmare-inducing. These next two are pretty self-explanatory. They go wandering in the woods, again, and find what looks like a ritual site. This girl set her intention to death and found someone who was shot in the head lying on the ground. I'll put the link in the description to the video because I really don't want to show someone sobbing. Trust me, there are way more, but this video is not supposed to be a compilation of all those. I will link the rest in the description. These many TikToks bring up a very valid question, whether randonauting is safe or not. I don't know about you, but those experiences alone have convinced me not to meddle with the app. I might seem like a coward or overly paranoid, but I've done spells, I've done rituals, and I've played with a Ouija board more times than I can count, and none of them have given me a bad gut feeling that this app has. Before any of you start to freak out, relax. There is a specific reason for my fear, and it has nothing to do with potentially finding a dead body or experiencing something paranormal, and it is my own bias. My bias is that I am a woman. When I go outside, I need to be aware and alert for kidnappers and potential sex traffickers. This app sends me to an unknown location, and that immediately sets off red flags in my head. Are there people there that can cause me harm? I know a lot of people said, no, that's not possible since it's randomly generated, but how can I trust that? I can't. So, in hindsight, finding Slender Man or coming face to face with a Wendigo is the least of my problems. And something that's even more important, how do you know that you're not going to stumble upon a cult site or a literal murder site? The whole thing is just more than a little suspicious. But of course, course, there are two sides to every coin. I wish to play devil's advocate so that you can decide whether you wish to trust the app or not. What I've told and shown you thus far has been very unnerving. However, I'd like to point out two major flaws that I noticed almost every single video had. When using the app, the developers specifically set out certain rules. I mentioned one or two when I was talking about the body found in the suitcase. 1. Don't set negative intentions. And 2. Do not go randonauting during the night. What do most of these have in common? Let's take a look, shall we? Exhibit A, Exhibit B. I didn't include many of the other clips, but a lot of them set their intentions to something scary or went during the night. While editing this, I realized I didn't show the best clips. Hopefully this clears up some weaknesses in my argument. Either they're setting their intentions to something negative, or they're doing it during the night. In short, they're breaking one or both of like the
Only 2 rules.
I'm not going to get deep into manifestation, intention, all that, because the video is going to get dragged out, but this app is supposedly based purely on that. Tell me, what do you think is going to happen if you set your intention to death or something scary? Do you think you're going to find a cute unicorn? A rainbow? Flowers? We can't prove that our thoughts have the power to manifest in the world, but we can't disprove it either. As far as common sense is concerned, however, if you wish for something hard enough, you can't be surprised when you get it. Why do you think people say,
be careful what you wish for?
I find it hard to believe you're gonna find a murder site. If you set your intention to happiness, logically that just wouldn't be plausible. There are lots of videos of randonauters experiencing something creepy, paranormal, or scary, but I don't see any representations of cool and fascinating things that people have found once they followed
The instructions.
So, courtesy of the Randonautica subreddit, here are some. Now, with both sides of the randonauting experience shown to you, is the risk worth the possible reward? For me personally, it's still a hard no. But what about you? What's your whole opinion on this randonauting? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Are you willing? Or are you gonna agree with me and say, okay, I'm just gonna stay away? And with that, it's a wrap. Seriously though, I hope you guys been well. I'll see you next week. Bye bye!